Hey guys, I'm here for a get ready with me video today. So I'm starting with this Wonder Seed moisturizer that I got in my vegan cuts box, I believe, and I put that all over my face every morning. Then I'm going in with the Smashbox Photo Finish foundation primer. I hate this, but I start with my pore area and then smooth it all over my face. I have gotten so many of these in samples from Ulta and Sephora. I hate it, and it's not cruelty free, but I will use the samples that I have because I don't want to just throw them out. I could give them to friends, but this is the primer I'm using for right now. And then next up, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Pro Base Aqua Priming Spray, and I spray that all over my face just as a nice additional primer. It's also moisturizing. Then I'm going in with this Ulta brand Semi-Matte foundation. This is in the shade Cream, and it has a nice pump on top. And I'm just taking that and going on the back of my hand so that I can add these Cover FX drops. These are the Radiance Custom Infusion drops. I'm mixing that with my foundation and then blending it all over my face. I go down my neck so that it matches. And then I want to make sure that I get a little bit of my chest so that when I'm wearing a lower cut shirt or working out at the gym with a tank top, you can't see the difference in the skin tone. I'm just going in with my red beauty blender here and smoothing out everywhere. And then I'm going in with this Lorac eyeshadow primer. I forgot to show you guys. Next up, I'm going in with the ColourPop eyeshadow pencil. Nope, not eyeshadow. Eyebrow pencil in Bang & Brunette. As you can see, I line the bottom and the top of the brow. And then I go through the middle, and then I take the brush and just smooth everything out. Next, I take this pencil and underline my brow so that it looks nice and clean. This one was from last year's 5 for 5 at Ulta. And now I'm taking the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer on some blemishes and going over those. Blending them in with my beauty blender. And next up, I'm taking the Naked 2 Basics palette. Oh, well, I was trying to show you these It's Cosmetics brushes that just came out for the holidays for Ulta. They're so pretty, but it was upside down, so I dumped them all over my bed. And now I'm going back to the Naked Basics 2 palette. I'm going to take that first shade. It's a nice cream shade, and this is just going to set in that eyeshadow base that I put in the Lorac primer. This is going to set that, and it's also going to cancel any miscolorations that I have on the lid. Just blowing off some extra eyeshadow dust. And see, it brightens that area. I do have a little bit of redness and eczema on my eyelids, so that helps to clear that up so you can't see it quite as much. And just blending that in, making sure it's seamless. I'm taking this Real Techniques crease brush and going in with this fourth shade in the palette. I will list the shades below for you guys. I'm going to take this right into the crease, going back and forth just to blend that. And I'm going to do this on both eyes. I just like to clean up a little bit as I go. That makes it a little bit easier at the end. You don't have to do as much, and like I said, I am just blowing off a little bit of the extra fallout that was on the palette, as I hate closing the palette and then you have that dust all over your mirror, and that just drives me insane. So now for the star of the show, I'm taking this Moondust palette. I was trying to decide what color I wanted to use. So I finally decided that I'm going in with Light Year. And I was going to take this all over my lid with my finger first. They do suggest that you use your finger for these, as there is quite a bit of fallout. So I decided to take my finger, go all over the lid. That would give me the best pigmentation. And I did this with both eyes. I used my ring finger because that is the one with the least amount of pressure on your hand. And I thought it came out really nice. I thought it looked pretty good. Gives you that nice green color. And it was going very smooth. A little bit of fallout I realized after I applied my foundation. I should have done this first, but I didn't, so we did a little bit of out of order. Not too much fallout with the finger, so luckily for me, it was okay that I put my foundation on first. Next, I'm just going back in with this crease brush and just trying to clean up a little bit and get a nice transition between the green and that crease shade. And then I'm going back in with the deepest shade in the palette, and I'm taking it on the outer corner of the eye just to deepen it a little bit. You'll see here in a minute I do point that out, but I forgot to show you in the beginning, so I waited till the end, and then I showed you the shade right here. So next I'm taking the Urban Decay Color Correcting Liquid Concealer in Peach, and I went right in the corners of my eyes, like down the sides of my nose, and then after I blended that out with my mini beauty blender, I took the Come Correct concealer from the Wet n Wild, and I love this concealer because it covers everything and it is brightening and it is quite thick. A lot of people compare it to the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, so it is very thick, so you don't need that much. Next, I'm going in with a Well People brand translucent setting powder. This I just got in my, I believe it was my Pedivore box. Could have been Vegan Cuts. It was one of the two for the month of November. Or December. Might have been December. I don't know. I get confused because I live in like two places right now. But anyways, taking that all over my face. Now I'm taking this Wet n Wild dual contour palette. I'm taking the light shade under my eyes just to set that and bring some extra brightness. And then I'm going into the other side and contouring my face. I believe this is the Dolce de Leche palette. So just contouring the cheeks, then down the bridge of the nose. I love that shade. I've been using it every day, and as you can see, I've hit pan on the light shade. Then I'm going in with last year's Hourglass palette, and I'm taking this color on top here. As I said, I'll have it all listed below, and I just go all over the face to bring a nice light to the face to brighten up a little bit after my setting powder. Then I'm taking the Je ne sais quoi palette from It Cosmetics, the new one, and this is their foundation brush, but I've been using it for bronzer, and it is heart-shaped. I tried to show you, but I don't know how well you can see it there. So I'm just taking this on the apples of my cheeks, then around up into my forehead and back down. Then I take it on the jawline and down my neck for a little bit of additional color. Nothing too heavy, but just a light bit of color to the cheeks. And then I'm going into the blush that's in this palette, taking that right on the apples and back towards the temple. And I thought this was such a beautiful shade in the palette. It looks pretty bright, but it's actually not like overwhelming on the cheeks. And it looks nice and natural. And I do have to say that is the one thing about It Cosmetics. In the palettes, they can look overwhelming, but when you put them on the face, they're so nice and natural looking. So next I went in and just took a bigger brush, and I'm just kind of blending everything together so there's no harsh lines. And then I wanted something to really pop under the brow bone, so I went into this Superhero palette from It Cosmetics. I took the middle shade at the top, and I'm just highlighting the brow bone. And then my next step was to go into the highlighter and highlight the cheeks. Again, this is a natural highlight. It's not an Anastasia Beverly Hills or a Becca highlight. It is very natural but very pretty. I think you can get away with it at work, at school. If you like those stark highlights, you can even get away with it. just know that it's not going to be quite as intense as that. You could spray it a little bit and it could be more intense if you wanted it to be, but I thought it looked very beautiful without, and you can see there's a close-up at the end. But you can see on my cheeks now there's a nice glow. I take it in the middle of my forehead and down my nose as well, just to add a little bit of light. As you can see, I'm just going back in with a couple layers just to make it a little bit more stand out. And then I went in with the Lorac front of the line eyeliner, I believe, in black. And I was out of frame, but I tried to make the line as close to the lash line as possible because I didn't want to have the eye be too overwhelming with the bright green shadow that I had on my lid. I wanted the focus to be on the eyeshadow and not the liner. But then I went in with Urban Decay's Chill Makeup Setting Spray, and I went back into the Moondust palette in lithium, and then I sprayed it because I just wanted this to be a little bit more intense. The shadow wasn't coming off quite how I wanted it to be, so I tried to go back in and make it stand out a little bit more, which I heard is what a lot of people have been doing recently to make it a little bit brighter. And I do have to say, I really liked it. I think it looked good on its own, but you can see from one side to the other how much of a difference there was there. And then I'm going back into the other eye, just doing the same thing, just to brighten it up a little bit, make that color stand out a little bit more. You can always do this with any eyeshadow, just to brighten it and make it stand out more. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of difference from before. So then I went in with my Tarte Cosmetics eyelash curler from last year's holiday set, and I'm just curling my lashes. And then I am taking the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, and this is just a sample size, but I'm taking that and putting it on my lashes just to finish off the look. And then this is going to finish the look up. I hope you guys really enjoyed the look. Of course, I added makeup setting spray. I did not show that on camera though. I used the Makeup Revolution Pro setting spray for my face. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to do a close-up of the look so you can see it a little bit better. I don't know why it took forever on this. But please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to see you around. It's kind of an awkward angle, but this gives you a better look at the overall look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!